I was scrolling up and down on TikTok like everybody else, and then I came across a video of Penuel the Black Pen. Shout out to Penuel the Black Pen. In the video, he was speaking about the fact that Julius Malema is funded by white people from within South Africa, white people from outside of South Africa. He also alleges in the video that Julius Malema doesn't qualify to represent and speak and defend poor black people because he is not poor. He's a rich politician. So I'll play the video. You guys will hear for yourselves what he was saying, and then I'll share my thoughts afterwards. There's a video.
The issue is that white people own the farms and the land and the economy, which when you look at the data is largely true. And then they go using this as propaganda to try and get people to vote for them and to give them power. While Julius Malema himself is funded by certain rich white people locally and from outside of South Africa, while he has business interests with certain white people and other people in this country. And he lives well. He lives in a very lush suburb, very close to the South African president. He is well off. He earns well. As one of the leaders of the opposition, I stand to be corrected, but he earns South African money, 100,000 to maybe 200,000 rand a month, which is in a country where the average person earns 3,600, average working person. He earns multiples more than those people, and he lives comfortably. His children, as far as I know, go to private schools. He wears very expensive clothing, etc. He is well off. He is not underprivileged. He is not poor. He was privilegedly underprivileged, having been raised by his grandmother that he was very fond of. But he, like the ANC leadership before him, has become very wealthy and very well off. He is economically involved. He gets involved in business. He has friends from all races. He has friends from around the continent and around the world. And he fundamentally does not represent currently a poor black South African who lives in a shack, who lives in a squatter camp, an informal settlement, who lives in a township.
You heard Penuel the Black Pen expressing his thoughts and his feelings when it comes to the CIC. But I want to challenge Penuel the Black Pen on something real quick. When you say they funded him, what do you mean? Because there's different meanings of funding. There's different meanings of sponsoring someone. Someone can be sponsored to push a campaign because they don't have the funds. Someone can be donated money into their account, into their GoFundMe account. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as they are not harming anyone. And then there's people being funded to push certain agendas that destroy society. People being funded to put certain people in positions of power, to control the masses. There's people being funded to just preserve the status quo. So when you say someone is sponsored, or Julius Malema is sponsored by white people, what do you mean? I, for one, I love Penuel the Black Pen. I respect Penuel the Black Pen. But some other things he says, I just don't agree with, like what he's saying now on this video. And when you say a rich black person, a rich black politician doesn't afford or doesn't qualify to stand up for black people, poor black people, because he's rich, what do you mean? What happened to Robin Hood being the richest guy in his hood and giving back to his community and his people? What happened to Pablo Escobar being the richest man wherever he comes from and giving back to his people? So a politician to be rich, he's the right one to represent the poor because he has the resources, he has the money, he has the resources to give back to the people who are needy. He has the resources to go out there and give back to the community. He has the money to go to court when shit hits the fan. He has the money to defend himself when he's busy trying to fight for these black people when they're done wrong by the white monopoly system, which has so much money. So a rich black person, a rich black politician is the perfect one because he's going to defend himself. He has the money to go to court. He has the resources. He has the security to keep him safe. So he's not going to be walking around in fear. He's going to be comfortable in getting his points across in this fight for poor black people. So I don't understand when you say someone like Julius Malema is funded by white people. What do you mean? Do they fund him to destroy the society? Do they fund him to push certain agendas that are gonna destroy the society? What do you mean? Do they fund him, you know, for him to put certain people in parliament so they can have positions and chow government money? What do you mean? And when you say a rich person can't represent poor black people, I don't agree with that. That's stupid. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense at all.